Hey everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Saturday, March 31st, 2018. Happy full moon in Libra, which is happening today. Now, before I get started, do just want to remind you all, my April 2018 webinar is available online, the recording, since it happened a few days ago. If you would like to listen to the recording to prepare before the month of April begins, please follow the link down below in my description box in order to get there. I see this month of April as being a huge transition between our old life here, finally stepping into a new life coming in. May require lots of effort, lots of changes, lots of choices in some way, but we will come out, I like to think, on the other side different, hopefully feeling much better. If that's something you're interested in learning how to navigate, please click on that link and take a look at what I had to say. All right, so that's what I've got there. Now for today, we have the moon hanging out here in Libra, which is going to bring our attention, of course, to relationships, the other people in our life, also finding balance in our life and making judgments about what we're doing and in our life, and whether or not what we're doing is right or wrong or works in the way that we want it to. Okay, so that's what comes a lot in with Libra that we're thinking about. At midnight yesterday into today, the moon was hanging out in Libra, making a square to Mars. All right, which could have been a little bit difficult. We want to find the balance in our life. We want to work with other people, but we've got some heavy responsibilities on our mind. We got a lot of big things going on, maybe even some choices and decisions coming in the next few days and weeks that we need to make in order to put our life in a better place. And I think that's what we were trying to figure out last night into this morning, is how can we remain balanced in our life, emotionally, with a lot of projects that we've got going on, working with other people, while at the same time we got a lot of big things we want to do to put our life in the right place and to feel more comfortable about where our life is going in some way, and needing to figure out how to do both at the same time. After that happened at 2 a.m. this morning, the moon also coming into a square with Saturn, very, very close to Mars. Again, maybe bringing up feelings of restriction or very serious feelings here about what you need to do, where your life is going, and about how you can do the right things that you want and need with the right people in the right way, finding balance moving forward. Okay, so that's what was coming in this morning. Then at 5 a.m. Mountain Time, which is what all my times are for, we have the moon move further through Libra, which is around the time that this chart is for, and oppose the sun. And what that does is it makes the full moon. Full moon is when the moon opposes the sun. Okay, and I think what that's really bringing in here is a lot of focus for you on your relationships, on finding the balance coming in, either needing to end relationships that you have, to step into relationships in some way that works better for you. Maybe needing to end some things in your life that are taking the balance away, that aren't helping you do things that are important to you and move forward. And I think that can be kind of a big question that starts to come in at the full moon at 5 a.m. Mountain Time. All right, with the full moon kind of making a T-square over here to Saturn and Mars. To me, this makes Saturn and Mars the most important focal point of this full moon, saying in order to find the balance in your life, in order to figure out what people you need in your life, how you need to work with people, Libra, relationships, in order to figure out what projects or things you need to do in order to restore the balance to your life, you may first have to figure out where it is you see your life going, what is that's important to you, what you want to be known for, what life direction that it is that you want. And I think if you can focus on that, understanding that in some way, it will then help you to work with people and to find the balance that it is that you need. And I think that's really what's all going on in our mind in the early morning hours, is like, how can we put our life in the right direction, feel much better about it, and what choices do we need to make, or what things do we need to do in order to get there, right? So that's what's going on. Then after that happens, at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, the moon as it comes off of this full moon, makes an opposition over to Mercury very close to the sun. All right, and that could definitely be a little bit difficult. I think we want to think about ourselves. We want to think about what we're doing to do things that are good for us. And I think the moon is a little bit hard here because we have to take a break for a second from thinking about what we want, what's important to us, how we can do things passionately right away, right now, to make things happen, to think more about our relationships, how we can work with other people, how we can maybe take a break from some things that it is that we really, really want to do, to make sure that we're approaching them in the best, most fair way possible. Okay, so that can be a thing that comes in at 9 a.m. having to balance this desire or this need for balance, I guess, for our relationships, as well with our own desires and our own things that we want, and needing to realize that we can't do the things that we want to do here unless we have other people that are working with us, unless we're taking our time doing it, and unless we're putting in the effort to make sure that all of this stuff that we're doing and the people that we're working with are ultimately going to help us in the end get to the spot that we want to be in. All right, so I think it's just a lot of that we're trying to figure out today. How to work with other people to do some things we want, to put our life in the right direction, what way we need to do that. That's more even keel. All right, so that's what's going on. Then at 11 a.m., so after this happens, Mountain Time, we have the moon move further through Libra and come into a sextile here with the North Node in Leo. And I think what that's saying is if you can find a way to be more even keel here, to find more of the balance, to do some things you want, to put your life in the right place, and if you figure out where you want your life to go to begin with, it is then going to help you feel happier in life, enjoy life more, move forward, do some things that you really, really want to do, even if it does take some patience, and even especially in Libra, if it takes some compromises as well in order to move on. Okay, so that's happening there. Then the moon just kind of hangs out after 11 a.m. Mountain Time for most of the day until tomorrow, 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. And at that time, the moon then, as it moves further through Libra, is going to square Pluto and Capricorn. And I think what that's going to bring is, once again, more changes that it is that we may need to make in our life. I think today we're thinking a lot about balance, about other people, about how we can find the balance in our life, work with people in the right ways, figure out our relationships, tie up some loose ends in relationships. And I think now that we've spent most of the day figuring out how we need to find the balance, how we need to work with people in a way that will put our life in the right direction, in a way that makes us happy, maybe we realize there are some things we need to change still and or begin in order for us to move forward on some things that we want, feeling much better. All right. This moon in a square to Pluto could also bring some deep, intense feelings coming in, scary feelings, fear about where your life is going as well, that you may need to just address in some way, to be patient with and to not let them overwhelm you as you move on, okay? Because this is a square, because this is Pluto. Those of you who watch me know that sometimes those things can be a little bit intense, but needing to, at the very end of today and into tomorrow, address some deep feelings that are coming up as a result of this search for balance, stuff going on with relationships, and maybe even make some changes to where you see your life going now that you've been thinking about your relationships and everything that's going on, so that you can start to move forward in a better way, doing some things that really are important to you and can help you put your life in the right spot, okay? So that's what I see going on there. Now for the other stuff going on in the background, we do have the Mercury in a conjunction with the Sun. So lots of communicating, lots of thinking here about yourself and about who you are and about what you want, with the full moon triggering this spot here, needing to think about what you want, but needing to take a more balanced approach, work with other people in order to accomplish that or make some compromises. All right, with the moon in a conjunction with the Sun here, also in a trine to the North Node, I think a lot of what you're thinking about as you're trying to do some things is what is it that makes you happy, so that you can proceed right in the best way moving forward, which I just talked a lot about because the moon is triggering this spot today. All right, some other things going on. Mars in a conjunction with Saturn as well, needing to think long term, needing to put in lots of effort here to put your life in the right spots in the way that you want it to go in. All right, we also do have Venus as well, just moved into Taurus, I believe yesterday too, bringing our focus more to what it is that we value, to what it is that's important to us, and to bring more stability and confidence into our life. So I think as we're trying to find balance and work with other people, we're trying to figure out how we can do this and move forward on some things that we want that are important to us in a way that can last, in a way that can bring more confidence to us, or in a way that we feel comfortable and confident with. And I think that's what Venus and Taurus is bringing in. Also at that time, we've got Jupiter in a sextile to Pluto too, helping you to make sure that as you're dealing with some uncomfortable emotions coming up, and as you're making some big changes in your life, that everything is going to work together for your good ultimately in the end. And I see Jupiter and Pluto coming in with both of these planets starting to go retrograde. Jupiter's been retrograde for a while, and Pluto soon, really helping you to heal some things from the past that you've been doing, that you've been changing. I like to think to make changes better moving forward that more resonate with you now that so much has come up. All right, so that's what I see going on there. Your card for the full moon is the 3. It's the 3 of Pentacles upright. This card, to me, is definitely a card of working with other people. What else would you expect on a full moon in Libra coming in? And I think this card is saying you have to make sure that you're working with people in the right ways, and that you're working with others in a way where you value other people's opinions and the things that it is that they have to say. Okay, I think this is also a good day to use more of your talents, to use your skills, to use everything at your disposal here to do what it is that you need. Maybe if you're trying to work on some project, or if you're trying to make something happen in your life and it's hard, maybe try flexing other muscles that you haven't flexed, using other skills and talents of yours that you don't use that often. Okay, I think that can help. This, to me, I see this card of like a young apprentice having a bunch of people look up to him in some way. So I think if you put in the work to do what needs to be done, maybe use different skills of yours, it could be a good chance, right, to just work with others and to be respected for what you're doing. What else? There's one thing I want to say about this card. Yeah, I don't know. I just see this card, to be honest, as the card of needing to like work with other people, especially when it's reversed. I know I didn't pull this card reversed, but to me, especially when this card is reversed, it does indicate maybe not working with others, other people not listening to, or you not listening to other people and what they have to say. And I think this card definitely says things go more smoothly when you include people in your process. You know, I think that's the message I really want to leave with you, even though I like to interpret cards in a few different ways. But I think this is the real message of this card. In order to accomplish something that you really want, that's a really big dream of yours, in order to get the respect maybe that you want or that you desire, you need to work with other people to help you do the things that it is that you can't do. And you need to include other people in your process, because other people want to help you, will believe you, and will support you if you just let them know what it is that's going on with you. And if you are just more transparent and don't try to pretend to be something that it is that you're not. You know, this apprentice knows less, I like to think, than the people that are there with him, but these people that are there with him are still looking to him for advice and to run the show. And you don't need to be like a finished masterpiece. You don't need to be like, you know, a wise sage to have something to offer other people. I think you just need to share of yourself with others, let other people in on your process and what's going on. And I think by doing that, you're going to get better results. Other people are going to be more on your side and are going to help you and work with you in better ways now that they know what's going on with you, for better or for worse. And I think, yeah, I think it can help to do that. Okay, so that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.